We have a in-person show today, ladies and gentlemen. It is myself, Frankie, and Trent. People love these. I would say that everybody lives in a different city now. We live in completely different regions of the country, so you don't get these as much as you would maybe like to. When we're in person, you never know where it's going to go, Trent.
Yeah, you really don't. We threw the boomerang out pretty far on this one. We talked a lot of AI. We talked a lot of, going in the past, we talked golf. We talked Tour Championship. We had our guy Ryan Richardson actually put together a bracket of what it would look like if it were a match play event. And I think that part was really, really interesting. It's an interesting podcast, but when you're in person, it can go any which way.
It's all brought to you by Chevy. They're a huge supporter of the program and have been for years. You should be a big supporter of the Equinox EV, which offers 319 miles of EPA estimated electric range with front-wheel drive. We might need all that range to get to dinner tonight. Leave the driving to Equinox EV. Show up to the course energized with available Super Cruise, hands-free driver assistance technology, and, of course, the iconic, massive Chevy Equinox EV 17-inch diagonal center screen. It is the largest of any EV in its class. Our presenting sponsor for the podcast and a great, great friend of this entire operation. Big thanks to Chevy. When it comes to EVs, the Equinox EV is the smartest choice you can make. Robert McIntyre against Jacob Bridgman.
Who the fuck is Jacob Bridgman? Top 30 player on PGA Tour.
And
Jacob Bridgman
just has been.
Do you know who Jacob Bridgman is?
No.
Okay. Does anyone in the room know who Jacob Bridgman is?
No, put him in a lineup. I would have no idea.
That's our
That's no disrespect to Jacob Bridgman, even though it feels like I'm throwing a lot of disrespect on that name.
That is our first matchup where we're kind of like, I don't know who those people are.
Watch, you can make a run.
Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. We are in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado. A shocking distance, I will say, by vehicle to Denver.
Yeah, well, the Denver airport in itself is pretty far from downtown Denver, right? Like that airport is kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, the Blue Horse Airport.
Yeah, the conspiracy theory airport.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we just, instead of going towards the city, we booked it north.
Booked it
way north. So we're way up here. But, it's always good to be in Colorado. I feel good. My sinuses have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was concerned about that on the last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
My sleep was okay last night, but it's just you got to get used to being a mile high.
Dry out here.
It is dry.
Nice. So it's a dry heat. You're not really sweating as much, but you really feel that sun. You can feel that sun.
No, Florida I know is crazy hot. I know New York is crazy hot. Scottsdale's really hot. The humidity is what gets you.
Dude, we're not far from Wyoming.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. We're really not.
The thing about when you come out here, like when you're an hour and 20 minutes away from downtown Denver, you're 70, 80 miles. Like it's like,
yeah, true.
For me, where I live on Long Island, I'm an hour and 10 minutes from the city, but I'm 20 miles.
Right.
There's always so much traffic. I have heard that there's been a lot of traffic out here in Colorado. I think this is starting to get really populated.
It's a popular area for people to move.
Whatever it is, 25 that goes straight up. Like if you don't leave at the right time, you can get stuck on that.
Got to be up there on the list of more popular cities, like by growth recenther over the last.
And I think it's recent.
5 years. I know Phoenix up there too.
We're staying with a lot of family out here, and they were saying like where the house that we're staying in Broomfield, Colorado. Like when they were growing up, the thought of living out there was insane. It was like prairie land, and now when you go there, it's like mansions and beautiful houses and lakes and trees everywhere. Which they said there were no trees. Like it wasn't like. You have to plant all the trees, right? The trees weren't coming up naturally, is what they said. And there's huge stores and restaurants and everything. So like to them, like Coloradoans, this is stunning. The boom.
I mean, it's just more and more people. The Earth is gaining more and more people. It's not going down.
Yeah,
at least I don't think so.
No, I do.
Elon
think
said it's going down.
The birth rate. I think, so I believe their big theory. I think Rogan talks about this a lot too. Is that like if you go look back at civilizations over history that have like dominated empires or whatever the hell you call them, that when they have started to decline and eventually were like failed, it is always traced back to birth rates declining, and that the birth rate is now like declining, like people that just aren't having kids. And you're looking at.
I mean, you look around, you look around, just not the way even our parents were having kids at like early 20s, mid 20s, right? And they're having multiple children. It felt like, and now it's mid 30s, early 30s, and Yeah, I mean, you look around, even like some friend groups that just don't have kids. It's like that just wasn't the norm even 20, 30 years ago. So if that now doubles down, if kids are, it's becoming really expensive, and you know, there's a lot more, I would say, education around like having children now than there probably used to be.
I think too, there's a lot more emphasis throughout our society, which is a good thing, I think, overall, of like people chasing their careers, whether you're a man, woman, whatever. And then I think that prolongs it to, it used to be much more of like a settled, this is the classic American family. Right. Of like, man, marries wife takes care of the house and the family and the kids, while the bread earner goes out and makes the money and comes back home to the family. And that's just like not as traditional anymore. I was just doing the numbers in my head. Like, my mom's one of 12 kids. Wow. My dad's one of 6 kids. And then if you look between myself, my brother and sister, and I, out of 3 kids, we have 2 total grandkids for them. Like, my brother.
Yeah, I mean, speaking for myself, I'm fully committed to the no kid life. And that's just that kind of, not saying it wasn't an option 30 years ago, but it was certainly less common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 38, and I would say I'm like 50-50 on kids at this point.
Yeah.
Whereas that was my whole life, I was like, thought I was going to have kids.
Yeah.
For sure. So it's interesting, and I think out here, I think that people out here, you can tell the locals versus the like imports. I think pretty drastically, like local Colorado people. But yeah, this is a high growth place out here in Denver.
Can we research that where like the trees don't grow out here naturally? Colorado, you know, everything east of the mountains and the foothills, do they not grow? And they have to be planted. Just like
I just assumed trees grew everywhere.
That's what I assumed. That's why I was such a shocking
trees grow naturally or near Denver. ChatGPT 5, the new one, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, but not everywhere around Denver, and what you see depends on elevation and geography. Denver itself sits in the high plains. Land is mostly grassland and shrubland. That's kind of where we played today.
Yeah.
At Raindance, a lot of shrubland. In the natural state, the plains around Denver have very few trees, except along rivers, streams, and creeks.
You were right.
Go.
These waterways support cottonwoods, willows.
This
guy's on fire.
Shout out to Aunt Diane on the wife's side, who was hitting me with all these tree facts. Yeah.
Nice.
Aunt Diane. How about that?
Foothills and mountains.
When people say things to you about like their home state, you kind of just like let it bounce off you. But she was really hitting me with a lot of stuff, and I found it to be interesting.
Yeah, that's.
Well, that is one of the beautifully unique parts of the United States of America, is how many different types of like terrain and
I agree with that.
climates and regions that we have.
Correct.
I live in the damn desert, and I take a quick 1-hour flight. We're in the mountains.
Right.
You know, you go a little bit like west, and all of a sudden you're in California with like 70-degree San Diego weather every day.
I live in a swamp.
Right. You literally live in a developed swamp.
The country.
I live on concrete on top of a swamp. Or I guess more sewage is really what it was.
But we did play Raindance today. It was good to be back. This is the first time I had seen the plaque.
Yeah, Raindance National, the home of the Breaking 90 plaque, right behind 18. It is amazing. We saw a couple people in the incredible little dinner area that they have. That restaurant that they have at Raindance National is phenomenal.
So cool.
What is that, like a silo? I don't even know what you'd call that.
Yeah. Grain house.
The way that they built all the architecture here at Raindance is awesome. The owner there, who is, you know, a real big, I was going to say swinging dick. Is that okay to say?
That's fine. I think
big
that's
swinging
okay.
dick here out in Colorado. Owns, I think, an AHL team, the whole deal. I guess big farmer, big fan of farming and all of that architecture. So he built Raindance. You've probably seen it on the videos. We've had the Barstool Classic out here. This is the second or third year in a row that we've doing this. Second year in a row doing this. We saw people in that restaurant that were attempting the trench shot, which we had actually done in our match. We brought a bunch of the Colorado Avalanche around there to hit the Trent shot on 18, the chip. And Riggs tried it for the first time. They put the pin in the exact spot that Trent had it on that fateful day 1 year ago.
I'll say, so this is my first time playing the golf course. I never actually played Raindance. I had seen the first hole, the first tee walk-ups all year, or all day last year. I had seen a bunch of the holes from the video, obviously, but you don't really get a full scope of a property through like the video. What a golf course. Amazing. What an intimidating golf course for you to have broken 90 for the first time on is insane. There's like trenches and little like gorges.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
They have tractors out there to let you know where to hit the ball because there's so many blind shots.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the ravines and the trenches, that going back and playing it. Yeah, this was my first time playing it since I broke 90. There are a couple holes where if you just put it in the shit, I shoot 95, and the series is probably still going today.
Yeah.
Like me and Frankie probably would have gotten a fist fight like in the restaurant because we're just sick of each other. Like, hey, dude, just break 90 already. Like, we got to get this thing going. And if you hit in one of the trenches, they're par threes where you're going over trenches. Those are the big ones today that I noticed where it was like, man, if I just duff a 6-iron or a 5-iron, it's over. So it's an incredible golf course.
There were a couple par fours. We were playing the blue tee since it's scrambled. It's like 7,100 yards or something. So I think you played like one tee up from that. But still, there was a couple par fours where we as a team hit like not a great drive, but we were fine. Where we had like 230 over a trench with like a 5-wood in your hands. You're like, okay, if I just hit this, like miss-hit a little bit like I do all the time, that's an auto double at like best.
It's like it's like hitting that second shot on 8 at Pebble.
Right.
You have to hit a perfect shot.
Got to be amazing.
They have a lot of those out here.
Really cool golf course.
Yeah.
Blown away by it. And, you know, my partner who I was driving around with Johnny today he was talking about, he's like, dude, you come out here a year and a half, 2 years ago. None of these homes were here. And then there were just hundreds of sick homes. There were a lot of them that were that modern, like farmhouse style.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, for them to be building all that, like you're Mr. Big Swinging Dick, your guy there. Big investment, but I imagine they're doing pretty well.
Dude, even
like everybody's building a house out here.
Even last year, there weren't nearly as many houses.
No,
and they're just popping those things up everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a growing area for sure.
Yeah, I like Colorado. I mess with Colorado quite a bit. There's been a lot of chatter about the format for the Tour Championship this week. This kind of happens every year, but you really notice everybody's got a take on what should happen. I think I saw like maybe Shane Bacon had a great one. Was like, I actually like how they used to do it, except just reverse it. So Scotty starts 10 over par and see if he could
at this point,
which I thought was really good.
So what's the format?
So it's just they reverted back to just whoever wins this week wins. So top 30 in the field, and they're just doing it based on where you finish this week now.
That I think. If you're not going to do match play, which we've argued for a lot on this podcast, this is the way to do it.
It's almost the way they should have done it 3 weeks ago.
So Scotty has no advantage over anyone going into this week.
From the way I'm understanding it, Scotty has no advantage. He starts at the same score as everybody else.
Amazing.
And whoever just wins $10 million.
That's how sports work.
I think that's fine.
Right. So the prize pool now is just $40 million or whatever it is.
Yeah.
For just this tournament. And that's your FedEx Cup champion. That's your whole thing. I saw Tommy Fleetwood had a good quote where he was like, how funny would it be if I won this week now of all weeks and I just win the whole FedEx Cup thing as a guy that's never won before?
It'd be a good week to do it. No doubt.
It'd be an incredible week to do it.
Yeah, I mean, guess I kind of see like every other sport, the number one team does at least play the worser matchup each time. So they get some advantage and they get home field advantage.
Yeah.
They get something. So like the fact that Scotty gets nothing on his whole way there, the only thing he does is he's just first each week. You gotta give him something. You know what I mean?
But what could it be?
Gotta be match play.
So if you did do match play, here's our guy Ryan Richardson sent me a bracket.
Amazing.
Oh.
He sent me a bracket.
What a guy. That's a
what-
great hire.
Of what the
Ryan Richardson.
March Madness style bracket for
Wow.
the Tour Championship would look like this week.
Wow.
Good work, Ryan Richardson.
This
That's
would
great.
be top 30 players are in the field. This is Scotty and Rory get a bye in the first round
Amazing.
based on the numbers.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you would have to play against Scotty Scheffler, you would have Cam Young against Keegan Bradley.
Amazing.
You would have Sepp Straka against Victor Hovland.
Mhm.
Russell Henley against Nick Taylor. JJ Spawn against Chris Gotterup.
Great.
Imagine Gotterup's like playing for a Ryder Cup spot right there. Like
Right.
If he takes down a Ryder Cup automatic lock for Team USA.
It's insane that it's not this right now.
You would have Ludwig against Colin.
Mm.
2 Ryder Cuppers
Yep.
against each other. You would have Sam Burns against Patrick Cantlay. 2 guys fighting for a captain's pick.
It's a banger.
Tommy Fleetwood against Sung J M.
Great.
In the other bracket, to play against Rory McIlroy.
Because what you got to understand is these are all big names.
Huge.
Like that was, I think,
Yeah,
the
true.
concern is like people are like, well, you're going to have Scotty Scheffler versus just a name that's 150 spots down, but that's not how it's going to work. We're down to the biggest names.
Yep. Correct.
You think when the Internet Invitational comes out, the PGA Tour is going to change the way that they see how big tournaments should be run, and they'll take something from it?
Maybe.
I think it's going to be groundbreaking.
I do too. I don't think anyone's...
The way you're reading this right now, I'm like, they've got something.
Dude, matchups just deliver the juice.
Same.
Just matchups,
Yep.
you know? That's what the human brain, from a sports fan standpoint, has been trained to understand. Matchups.
Yep.
Who is my team playing against?
Right.
And think about the gambling opportunities
Oh,
on each individual match. That's so fun.
right.
It does scratch the itch that Liv claims the PGA Tour can't, where, it's like mono.
Mano y mano.
E-mono.
Mhm.
That one just didn't roll off the tongue correctly. I was like, that can't be right. Mono, e-mono.
Mano y mano.
Mono and then e-mono.
Mono versus mono.
I wonder where that comes from. Should I ask?
Yeah.
I believe that's-
Where's mono, e-mono? Is that Roman?
Isn't that Spanish? Mano
Okay.
y
That's
mano.
That's good for the podcast for sure.
I got this. Hold on.
Brendan said, "What's up?" He
The
said,
phrase
"No,
mano y mano, oftenly mistaken as mano y mano, comes from Spanish.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Literal meaning, hand to hand.
Wow.
It originally described bullfights in Spain where two matadors faced each other directly.
Mano y mano.
In English, it's taken to mean a one-on-one contest, duel, or showdown between two people.
See?
Do you want me to also explain why
duels.
people confuse it with mono, which actually means monkey in Spanish?
I just think that, it definitely just
yes.
scratches that itch of you got your horse in the race for the week and you're really going to ride with that person. If you're a Scotty fan, whatever, you pick your bets, you pick your players, and then you just ride with them throughout the whole entire week. It's easier and more consumable that way as opposed to just the regular format of golf. And it's just nice to get that once in a while. If you get that once a year for the Tour Championship, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't want to change the whole game of golf. I don't want to change the format of golf. I do like 72-hole stroke play events. I think that's what makes the best players. It's the hardest grind. It shows who the best of the best is. But if you're going to call it playoffs and you're going to call it championships, you need it to feel a little bit more like that team sport. You do.
Yeah, and matchups deliver, when you're a fan of, we're big hockey guys. When you're a fan of your team, yes, like a big matchup based on the standings is huge, but more of a match, like even when the Blues play the Blackhawks, even if the Blackhawks are horrible, which they are right now, they're fucking terrible. They suck. But even when you play the Blackhawks, you get jacked up for it every time. You're like, oh, this is a big Friday night game. The Blues are playing the Hawks. Let's go. That's like your rival. Matchups just matter. Like who you're playing matters.
Yep.
And when they show like every week in the NFL, they go through on every talk show in sports, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all week, they just go through the matchups because matchups matter. You have your take.
Let's go through the second half of this bracket.
So to play, this is Roy McIlroy's bracket. You would have Maverick McNeely against Hideki Matsuyama.
Okay.
Harris English against Brian Harmon. Harmon's fighting for a Ryder Cup
He is.
spot. Ben Griffin against Harry Hall.
Okay.
Two potential opposing Ryder Cuppers right there. Robert McIntyre against Jacob Bridgman. Dude, what a run from him.
Wow.
Sneaking into this.
Who the fuck is Jacob Bridgman?
Dude, I want to say he went from like way back.
Top 30 player on PGA Tour.
And
Jacob Bridgman?
just has been.
Do you know who Jacob Bridgman is?
No.
Okay. Does
Put him-
anyone in the room know who Jacob Bridgman
No,
is?
put him in a
Okay.
lineup. I would have no idea.
That's our
That's no disrespect to Jacob Bridgman, even though it feels like I'm throwing a lot of disrespect on that name.
That is our first matchup where we're kind of like, I don't know who those people are.
Watch, you can make a run.
Let me try to figure out who this is.
I just looked him up.
Jacob Bridgman.
Dude, even Harry Hall has kind of not come across my desk, and I see him a lot. for the
Yeah.
European
I noticed a
Ryder Cup
lot
team.
in the last tournament because they were starting to be like, this guy could be a pick for the European Ryder Cup.
It is amazing. Like you really focus on like the top 5, top 10s, and there's these guys that just pluck away like T14 finishes all year long.
Yeah.
Acquire a ton of points. They never really get on your radar, and at the end of the year, you get a Jacob Bridgman. You're like, what the fuck?
Dude, he's got a T2 at the Cognizant, a third at the Valspar, T4 at the Truist, which
Come
is
on
huge
now.
for him. And then he went T5 at the John Deere
The
Classic.
best golfer in the world.
Jacob Bridgman.
Bunch of miscuts.
All right.
And then T17 at FedEx St. Jude, T19 last week.
Born in 1999, went to Clemson University.
Okay.
All right. Shout out Trevor Immelman.
Right?
Huge Clemson fan. Shout out Jacob Immelman, Trevor Immelman's son.
Looking from his Instagram, he's a TaylorMade guy.
All right, Jacob Bridgman. Have we done something with Jacob Bridgman before?
That would be incredible.
That's Jacob Bridgman.
Let me
TaylorMade
take
hat.
a look at this guy. Oh, nice hat. Looks like my brother-in-law Nick.
Oh, dude, the last couple matchups are insane.
Let's hear him.
The Adidas guy.
So you get through this one.
Guy. Interesting.
Andrew Novak and Corey Connors, fine. And then you got JT against Shane Lowry.
Banger.
Justin Rose against Jason Day.
Banger.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's awesome.
For that match play? Come on. You do a little bracketology for everybody? I think that'd be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And, I mean, Scotty, no matter what, still going to win.
There's nothing like getting to a baseball game, especially last minute. Lucky for me, I always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Actually saw a little Arizona Diamondbacks game. I think a night was going for like $27 on the old GT Picks. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime.
Dude, we could go to a Dodgers-Rockies game tonight for $14.
$14.
Yeah, Dodgers are. I mean, I know the Rockies are having a rough year, but the Dodgers are really good.
Dodgers are must
You go
see.
see Ohtani for $14. It's a pretty good deal, man.
No, the Dodgers are must see. I actually heard too. I was chatting with one of my boy in the cart today. He was wondering if, because I'm coming back to Boulder next weekend for a little Labor Day weekend with my family, and he was like, "Is Coach Prime? Are they playing next Saturday? They might be playing.
Wow.
We're getting that time
Yeah.
to that time where you'd have to look on Game Time and check it out. What are you waiting for? Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code FORE, F-O-R-E, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem that code is F-O-R-E, FORE, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. Golf is hard. It's extremely difficult, but protein is now easy with one Hershey's Double Chocolate made with 18 grams of protein, only 1 gram of sugar to deliciously fuel your golf game. Look, I was traveling yesterday. I kind of ate a really early dinner, didn't know what to do. I brought one of these Hershey's 1 bars with me, had it on the plane as a snack. These things are phenomenal.
Yeah, we had it out there, me and Frankie, on the golf course today. We just sort of missed breakfast. We rolled right onto the first tee, and we were out there. And we just had a couple of 1 bars on us, and it really held us over until we got off the golf course and were able to eat lunch. So, yeah, if you're sort of stuck in that spot out there on the golf course, got a 1 bar, you're all set. That's where we use them the most for sure.
Only one Hershey's Double Chocolate is made with Hershey's Cocoa, made with 18 grams of protein and only 1 gram of sugar. Try One's other delicious flavors. They got the one Reese's Peanut Butter Lovers, the one Hershey's Cookies and Cream, and their iconic 1 Maple Glazed Donut and 1 Birthday Cake flavors. Buy the new 1 Hershey's Double Chocolate Protein Bar on Amazon. Protein just got delicious. Akshay Bhatia with the hole-in-one on the par 3 17th. Speaking of one, that hole was playing the hardest hole. I know it was, at least on Sunday, the hardest hole on the course by like a mile.
Wow.
And then Akshay stands up with an ace. He even won a hole-in-one prize, which is a car. Just won everywhere.
That's a classic win. You just, make a hole in one, you win a car. That's really cool. We're all still on this podcast waiting on our first ace.
Oh, it must be nice. I wonder what that feeling is like to get a 1.
I can't wait for that day to happen, but when that happens, I'm going to celebrate with a 1 bar.
Imagine you play a golf hole and you make a 1 on camera. Just a 1. Everybody else seems to do it except us. You know what else is a big prize is the 1 Hershey's Double Chocolate Protein Bar.
So good.
Which you can get on Amazon. All right, we are live here at Raindance National, myself and Trent Ryan, because breaking news, PGA Tour creates future competition committee to define optimal competitive model for the tour. I wrote a few things down here, Trent. Tiger Woods had a tweet out. Did that scare you like it scared me?
It always scares me, especially when I see the notification and then I go to Twitter and it's an actual tweet, because they even do the notifications for retweets, which I wish I could turn off.
Yeah.
Because I appreciate everything he's doing. It's usually for some sort of charitable endeavor, but I want to see the real deal stuff. So when I saw that it was a real tweet, I got nervous, but then I saw that it was for the committee, and it's pretty interesting.
So it's called the Future Competition Committee, which is hilarious. I thought that sounded, I was like, that kind of made, it almost sounded like it was from Hunger Games. But Mr. Tiger Woods, our friend, is the chairman of this committee. It says the committee, chaired by Tiger Woods, will undertake a comprehensive review of the current competitive model and shape the future of tour competition. And in one of the quotes from Mr. Rolap, the new CEO, by the way, they're sunsetting Jay Monahan.
Yep.
The goal is not incremental change. The goal is significant change. That sounds like they're being pretty like ballsy here if they want to.
Yeah, and I hope it's true what they're saying, because sometimes with committees, we've been on different committees. Everybody who's ever been on a committee, sometimes, you form a committee and then nothing actually happens. It's a lot of talk, but it seems like this is the real deal. And I saw one of the other names on the committee is Theo Epstein, who, for anybody who follows baseball or sports in general, he's the guy who brought the Red Sox their World Series title after a really long drought. He brought the Cubs their World Series after a really long drought. And he's a guy who just sort of gets things done. I could be wrong, but I think he was a part of the change in baseball with the pitch clock. And I could be misquoted on that. I'd have to look it up. And
we're going to go with it.
If that's true, I mean, he's a guy who makes changes in franchises, in sports, that end up having huge effects on those franchises and those sports. So having him on there made me feel like, they might actually get some shit done here.
No, I agree with that. And I think the fact that they're leading with, hey, this isn't something that we're trying to half-ass, like this could be and will be significant, is huge. And on this show, we kind of recorded a show. We jump all over the place. We talk AI. We talk God knows what. But a part of what we do talk about, which you have to this week, is Eastlake. It's the Tour Championship. And Ryan Richardson came up with this really cool bracket, basically like a hypothetical bracket of what it would look like if the Tour Championship were match play. And then bang, the very next day after we record, which is Wednesday while we're talking about this right now, they come up with this new committee that is essentially, it sounds like going to meet and work really hard to reshape the entire competitive landscape of the PGA Tour. They put in there that they want it to essentially, they want to get all the best players playing together as often as possible, but they also want to hold up the traditions of the game but not be bound by them, is kind of what they've said. So we go through a lot of this bracketology, what it could look like and whatnot, but I'll say Rolap kind of coming in with a bang, it feels like.
Yeah, and he comes from the NFL, and he even said in his statement, when he was there, they changed the kickoff rule. If you look at the kickoff in the NFL, it is so drastically different from anything that whoever watched football growing up, you're like, wow, they really changed it. And I think sports are going through a time where you can change things. For the longest time, it was no, don't change anything. It's working. People like it. But then, the kickoff changes. The pitch clock, like I mentioned, that changes. These are changes for the better, in my opinion. And if they can do that in golf, I'm all for it. Having a Tiger Woods chaired committee with all the names that are on it, I really think they can do some good and make some really big changes in the near future.
It's also nice to have a clean slate. If you're Brian Rolap, you're coming in, people respect the shit out of you because you are this NFL executive. They're kind of giving you, talk a lot about a new president's first 100 days, where it's you've got all this political capital, you're kind of the guy. Feels like he's coming in with that, plus he's got Tiger Woods on his side and all of that. So, ironically enough, with the AI stuff, with if you could go back 100 years and talk about what you could change, maybe is what we talk about a lot on the show, and a lot of it was sports. You could probably go in and tell them, no, this is the most efficient way to do a sports league and all that. So ironically enough, the things that we talked about before this was announced is kind of in line with what they seem to be trying to do.
Yeah, and I hope we look back on this announcement as wow, look at these changes that they did make. Now also the viewership numbers have come out. PGA Tour had a good year.
Very good year.
So it's we were all worried that with all the live stuff and the PGA Tour stuff, and you're splitting the talent pool, and how do the fans feel about all of this? The PGA Tour actually had a really good year in terms of viewership. So that is a good sign. I'm not saying that don't change anything because the viewership numbers are up from the last couple of years. I just think you're coming in, people are happy, people are watching golf, and if you can make a couple of changes that's going to make the sport more interesting and make people happy, I think it's a really good place to start for Rolap.
Yeah, and I thought it wasn't an overly complicated announcement, which is good. They said, the sports business is from Rolap. The sports business is not that complicated. You get the product right, you get the right partners, your fans will reward you. So I like that. I think he keeps it simple. Just to kind of round this out, Patrick Cantlay on it, Adam Scott, Camilo Villegas, Maverick McNeely, Keith Mitchell, and then they got Joe Gorder, who's the chairman, PGA Tour Policy and PGA Tour Enterprises. He's from former executive chairman of Valero Energy. You got John Henry. Everybody knows who John Henry is, Fenway Sports Group. And then obviously you mentioned Theo Epstein. So a lot of good names on there, and I feel like it's a good sign.
I think it is a good sign. And to connect it more to this podcast, I think the one name they're missing is Jesse Cole, the Savannah Bananas guy. Let's bring him on board. Clearly, we go through in detail how successful the Savannah Bananas are, and it's because of this guy, Jesse Cole, who just changes everything. And he's like, we're fan first. We want people to enjoy it. We want people to be invested. Maybe throw Jesse Cole on that committee.
That's all going to make sense to a lot of people if you get to the end of this podcast, and I absolutely love it. But very cool announcement. I think overall it's pretty exciting.
Did Scotty do something with like lacrosse before he played? Did you see that? Or
No.
Was that like fake? Was that AI that I had seen?
You got duped?
Something
Lacrosse.
happened with Scotty Scheffler in lacrosse, throwing a lacrosse ball around.
Recently, Mr. Scheffler.
Scheffler lacrosse.
Quick Google.
Did anyone see this?
No.
Scotty Scheffler lives with American lacrosse royalty during the BMW Championship. I think he was just like throwing the little lacrosse ball around. Kind of, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Guy can do anything he wants.
Yeah, he was staying with that was like his Airbnb. He was staying with I saw a picture of him kind of just throwing it around.
ChatGPT says he played at least through middle school.
That's not what I'm talking about though.
Lacrosse guy.
Oh, the lacrosse guy. No.
I don't know. You saw him passing a ball around?
I could have sworn I saw it, dude.
You might have dreamed that.
Could have dreamed it. Anybody had any dream like luck or changes since we had the dream lady on?
No.
I had a very, very vivid dream the other night, but I don't remember what it was. But I remember waking up being like,
dreams either.
I was in that. And it felt real. And for like a couple minutes laying in bed, I was kind of like shooken up based off how real it was. I just can't remember now, being a couple days removed from it, what the context was.
I still think most of my dreams I've ever had, I think, are very real at the moment, if not all of them.
So one of the from the galleries, if you want to do truly real quick, is about that. And it'd be a good topic right here.
Is it really?
Yeah, I could play it for you.
Is that true?
Yeah.
From True Lee. Yeah, this From the Gallery voicemail is brought to you by Truly Unruly. Lemonade combines the high alc fun of Truly Unruly with everyone's favorite lemonade. Let loose. That is lemonade let loose. 8% ABV, 100% delicious. They do have 4 supercharged lemonade flavors: Bumpin' Blue Raz, OG Original Lemonade, Punched Up Pineapple, Wild Pink. It's the official hard seltzer of Foreplay. Again, From the Gallery is brought to you by Truly Unruly. Level up your lemonade with Truly Unruly and find Truly Unruly Lemonade at a store near you or visit www.trulyhardseltzer.com.
Hey guys, this is Connor from California. Had a question for you all on the dream talk that had been had about golfing and not being able to tee it up. Because I never had that dream before, and then when I listened to the podcast, I had that exact dream where I was in a tournament. It was either Pebble or Sandpiper, some kind of beach course, and I just couldn't tee it up. There was either crowds in the way or an animal running across. There was something stopping me from teeing it up every time. So my follow-up is, do you think that dreams are affected or scripted by daily life interactions where it's not really all original stuff, it's just things that you've heard or experiences you've had throughout the day or your week that kind of culminate in one dream? So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks guys, love the show.
I would say 100% yes.
Yeah.
I also think us, like he's saying, they're almost like contagious. Like where when we talk about the golf dream, people who had never had them before, now they're starting to have them. We're sort of spreading it around.
Completely. So I remember the dream lady, her big takeaway was that, you know, when you have a golf dream about not being able to tee it up or struggling to get off the first tee or whatever, that your natural instinct is to think that, like, because you struggle in golf, that's where the dream's coming from. Her big takeaway was that, no, you like golf so much that it's always top of mind. It's a big part of your life, that your body, your mind is using that as a metaphor to get through to you other things.
Correct.
Right, which was like, you know, what are you trying to tee off on in life, Riggs, that you're actually not getting done, that you're like not getting started? So maybe, what's his face from California? What was
Connor.
his name?
Connor.
Sandpiper
from
golf course,
California.
by the way. Haven't never heard. None of us have ever heard of Sandpiper. In Santa Barbara, California. I mean, it looks like Torrey Pines.
Beautiful.
Whoa.
I thought he misspoke. Wow.
Really nice.
Hey, look at this place.
Sandpiper?
Yeah.
Sandpiper. They had the CCAA championships there this year.
That looks unbelievable.
The Division II championships.
Sandpiper. Shout out to it.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you though, Riggs. I think it is like, yeah, what she was trying to say was, yeah, you bleed in the stuff that feels normal to you with all the stuff that you work on in your life.
And then it's easy to look at that incorrectly as like a golf related dream. But no, it's just like you're doing golf because you talk about golf, but it's really about X.
I'm not throwing away the idea that it's all just someone putting us in sort of files on the computer.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Simulation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's-
You would even thought that it's like you're living a whole other life under there when you go to sleep.
I thought maybe there was a chance that you're like tapping into your other lives.
I think it's certainly still possible.
Definitely.
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Everything's possible.
Why is that not on the table?
We're putting it back on the table. I'm with you.
You ever think that it's just your life and like, all right, like, because like as you're living,
Yeah.
the only time that you would be wrong is when you die. But like, what if that never comes? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It could just be your life, and like it's just never gonna run out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
It's
that's
like the
probably
second that you're wrong, you just won't know. You know what I mean?
right. I do think
Yeah.
that's coming from a place of like you don't want it to end. You're like,
Right.
what if this way I just get out?
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
else gets out but me.
Right.
Could be
I think we're all coming from that bias standpoint.
because we don't know the other one.
The same, it's the same standpoint of like most people believe like, oh, there's got to be a heaven
Right.
because you don't want to believe it. Like you just become like dust
Right.
Stardust.
and that's it.
The thing that always gets me is like you fall asleep
Yeah.
and your like brain just goes into another place and then you come back. So it's almost like you're just reliving the same thing every time with just different. Like, you ever hear where they say like every time you wake up, it's just it's like your brain was basically just put like it'd be a simulation, and every day that you wake up, they're just putting those memories back in
sure.
your head. You're waking up with just simulation memories.
Sure.
You wouldn't know the difference because you are like shutting it down at night and then you're re-uploading it. You're restarting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like restarting it each time.
People are gonna think we ate edibles out there on the golf course.
Just really fucks you up. The whole thing, man. This world really fucks you up.
I have some mushroom chocolates on me if you want to.
I did mushroom chocolates at the Dead and Company show
That's awesome.
for like the first time.
Is it awesome?
Awesome.
Dude,
It was awesome.
I'm going to try to get back into it. I've been off them for a while now. And
Because
I'm telling you,
I
I don't think I could do them.
Dude, here's what I'll say. I've done both. I've
Just
done.
smoked my first cigarette with Charlie Hall.
Right. We're working you up, dude. We're working you up. No, I would say about the mushroom chocolate thing is like weed edibles are scary, and I've had them where I'm like I'm terrified right now, and this is like a really intense experience. Mushrooms just sort of it just makes you feel better,
Yeah.
and everything's like more chill. I was way more in control with that than I was with weed edibles.
Yeah, I don't know the science behind it, but I do not handle weed well.
Yeah,
I just don't. It's just not a good thing for me no matter what.
everybody's different chemically.
I like melt down. I just can't quite handle it. The mushroom chocolates, if you do, don't get me wrong, if you do too much, you're trapped for like 3 or 4 hours,
Yeah,
which I've done before. But in general, dude, when you get them right, a confidant who's a good friend of the program put it perfectly of like, whatever state you are in mentally, it just makes that state like significantly more heightened.
yeah,
And so he's like, if you are in a bad mood when you do it, he's like, you'll be in like a heightened, like kind of bad mood of like feeling like the world's collapsing on you and all that.
sure.
But he's like, usually you do them in a good vibe, like environment. That's why
Oh.
you're doing them. Whether it's a concert, people play golf and do them. You're hanging out with friends. It's like and it is just, you are just laughing.
Me and Noah Ives were just listening to Jack Straw, just like, oh man, this is
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's great. Yeah, I don't know how we got off on that, but yeah, they're definitely better than I thought they were gonna be.
Yeah, no, they're nice. The people are
Might
gonna
calm
think
you
that.
down a little bit. Might give you a little bit of just like, maybe not.
Might send me off the deep end.
Maybe.
I feel like you're perpetually kind of on edge, so I don't.
I
know
am
if
on
that
edge.
would-
It might send me more on edge. Drive
More
off
on
the
edge.
cliff or something.
Well, we don't want you behind the wheel.
No, can't be.
We're gonna keep you. We're not gonna no heavy machinery.
Oh,
I've been deep down the like Sam Altman AI, what's the future stuff.
Oh.
lately. Deep.
yeah.
Listening to every interview he does. And like,
He's very upfront with how bad it is. How
Yeah.
bad it could be.
Yeah, and like, but he's also insanely optimistic about how much it's going to improve everyone's life.
That'd be great.
And
I'm all for that.
Yeah, my big thing is I don't, they constantly use this term of like a lot of people just use it as like a Google, which is what we've been doing on this show the whole time. And he talks a lot about like once people learn how to truly like train themselves to use AI and like how much is advancing, how he was like, he has this strong belief that someone relatively soon will build like $1 billion+ company as a single employee company.
Yeah.
Where they'll be able to just utilize AI that like you can have a team of expert like coders that are like coding and building an app for you and coding and building the back end of like a website for you and all that stuff
Yeah.
that you tell it to do. And then you also have a team of like expert like scientists that are like running experiments to get this part of your product like right. And then an expert team of like marketers that are working with you to like comb through how to market social media wise your product and all that. All of that, he's like, you can just tell AI to do for you.
Right.
And so like, so if you and he's like, you can just start from scratch, which I dabbled with a little bit. He's like, you can start from scratch and have AI build you an app, and then get that app while working with it to like to what you want it to be, and then work with AI to go through the like submission process through Apple to get your app on the Apple Store,
And then you
and
just
like
have it.
literally you have a company and an app like that you just used AI to do.
That is amazing.
Isn't that fucking nuts?
That is incredible.
Right.
That's just that broke my brain a little bit.
No, it makes sense though.
It
Right.
does.
Yeah, I guess I always like harp on the other side of it. Like that's obviously all the positives, but the negative could just be if it gets in the wrong hands or if it just like becomes the word like sentient.
Ancient.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the
Once it realizes that like if it is as smart as we anticipate it to be, at some point it's going to realize that whatever prompt it's given, it can outsmart it.
Yeah.
That's the scary part, where it
Like
becomes
it's
like
that Marvel movie.
uncontrollable.
yeah. There's a Marvel movie about that.
Yeah.
Right. And
And I think that's pretty like much gonna happen.
there's also an argument to be made that like it already knows what it's doing
Right.
to like take over, and if it's as smart as everybody claims that it is, it wouldn't just start taking over in an obvious way. It would just do it in a way where
Dude,
it's
the
like
thing I genuinely don't understand about the advancement, like what is AI? Like I don't understand what, like we're acting like it's just like a thing. Like what actually is it? It's just the compilation of all the data on computers and on the internet. Like what is AI? What is the thing that's compiling all the information?
great question, and I don't know all the answers.
Server,
The best
like-
way that I understand is like what they have created is an input like with algorithm to such a highly advanced like front facing language producing computer that's able to, due to like significant advancements in how quickly computing can occur, can in real time like not just produce all kinds of information based on all the data out there, but also it's taught through all the inputs how to learn and how to like solve things, so that it can be presented a problem in language, take it back through like its data version of that, come up with like, based on the language that you inputted, come up with like what the answer and task that you're looking for is, and then present that back to you in the language that you comprehend like instantly. Which beforehand it was a lot of like ask, and then like something would comb through the internet and just provide you information, not necessarily like an
Right.
answer. But now it can, the language part of that is what a huge, that I've understood for like the consumer facing, is what one of the great advancements of, that you can like comprehend it really quickly and you can communicate with it really quickly. Whereas like it used to be honestly like the smartest people from a like compute standpoint, coders and all that, could get the most out of the internet and the data that was available in the
Right.
world, because they knew how to like prompt it. Whereas
Right.
now anybody can prompt it,
Right.
and it's something that's like getting
More
so much
digestible, yeah.
smarter, right? And it's like you're working with, I heard he was explaining that like when ChatGPT like 3 came out, he was like, that was essentially like you were working with a high school student on any given topic. that like was pretty damn good,
Wow.
but not like amazing. It's like now ChatGPT 5 is you're working with like a PhD level expert
Sure.
on any subject that you go into.
Wow.
If you're talking through like your medical situation, your health issues, you're talking to like a PhD in medicine.
I do it with the baby all the time.
Yeah.
Like last night, the room was like super cold that we were sleeping in, and I was just talking to ChatGPT about like all the things that could have possibly gone wrong, what we should do to make him warmer or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he kept like Frankie kept waking up. I'm like, he hasn't done this in 3 months. And we're on the road, and the room's super cold, like 62 degrees, and it was so cold. I'm like, what is going on? And yeah, it just gave you like different things to do. Rock him a certain way, like rub his tummy, get his body temperature up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it talked to me like a doctor. It was insane.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Like
What
I
not to be
remember,
worried about.
like my brother, we were on a trip, and my brother was feeling very like nervous about what was going on with his heart during the trip. He started to get like kind of symptoms of like heart attacky stuff. We have a bad family history. And so he was just like, dude, I'm not risking it. I'm going to the ER. And the ER was a nightmare. It was like a huge wait. And they're like, what's your condition? He's like, I don't know. I'm kind of panicking about like some heart stuff. I'm feeling a little bit of like, whatever it is, like tightness in here, and my left arm's this. And so finally, after like hours, he was able to get like an EKG. And then he couldn't really see a doctor for hours after that, whatever. And one of my buddies I was texting with frantically, whatever, he's like, send me the EKG. And then my brother's like, he put it into ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT was just like, and he went back and forth with ChatGPT for like, 10, 20 exchanges. And he was like, dude, I got in that time like the information that I needed in like 5 minutes
That's insane.
or less. That was taking me hours. And it basically was like, here's what your situation is. You don't need to panic. Like, your EKG looks good. Here's what'd you do last night? He's like, I had 15 drinks with my friends. We're like on a trip. And, I'm like panicking about this, and ended up being fine. And like, that's what he needed. But he's like, dude, it was going to take like 10 hours at this freaking hospital to try to get in there. And so stuff like that. But the other issue that I've learned about a lot is like the hallucinations, which what it does, what the AI currently does is what humans do, which is that if it doesn't know the answer, it makes up an answer.
Right.
It never says, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's where like they're trying to get and like iron out those kinks of like that's one thing where you don't know 100% if it's right, because it is trained to like say that it's right.
Right.
Kind of. So,
Yeah. I'd prefer an I don't know.
How's it going to help golf is the question.
I think it'll get to a point where you can just upload your swing in there and it'll be like, here's your issue. Here's your issue. Here's what you need to do.
We did, yeah, we were doing it like last week. We were actually on like a range, and we asked like, what's the best way to warm up, and it gave you a whole breakdown, 15-minute breakdown of how to warm up. And like it actually was so specific with like weight transfer and like, all right, you have a 60, like start with the 60 degree, put all the weight on your front foot and only worry about contact. And like, and it was talking to you like a coach. It was like, let's try and just hit little nippers that are like.
Notice you didn't share that with me.
Yeah.
Real time. That would be nice.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
Yeah.
But you think about that, and then all of a sudden you start to see these clips. Like I saw this one picture of a Neanderthal, and it showed you what it would look like. AI depicted what a Neanderthal looked like. And the years, it said this is what they would have looked like 120,000 years ago - 40,000 years ago. And that got me thinking, like, so you're telling me that these types of people, humans, roamed this earth for 80,000 years, right?
Yep.
And all they really did, it was like, oh, they were advanced enough to like use pigment on certain tools and start
Sharpen a
fires
rock.
and sharpen rocks. Like, bro, how have we? I got my first phone when I was in like 6th grade, in like the early 2000s. How have we gotten to the point in 2025, call it like 30 years of advancement, to where we go from that to now, where you're saying that people are going to be able to create billion-dollar companies because this robot's going to like, when people say that they think aliens came in like the 1980s to like push like the world forward, I genuinely think that there's some like merit to that. Like, how the fuck, just because the time we're all living in here, sitting in this Fairfield Inn in the middle of absolutely fucking nowhere in Colorado, whoever the fuck booked us here is out of control right now. Like,
We are at a horrible hotel.
we're
No offense
an
to that.
hour and 40 minutes away from the restaurant tonight. That's no joke. That we have to go to for a meeting. An hour and 40 minutes.
I could legit,
Night-
I could get home to Scottsdale. quicker than
100
that
minutes
on an
away.
airplane. My flight was an hour and 20 minutes.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I went from the desert to the mountain.
We just talked about how great of a place this is. I know they have hotels close to Raindance and close to Denver. I know it. I know
it couldn't be.
I'm actually not even staying there. I'm saying that's how mad I am. I'm
Right.
staying in a great spot.
You're mad on our behalf.
20 minutes from the restaurant. But you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like that, like it makes me sometimes think that it's all fake because like I just happen to be living during this time where we're talking about AI and hitting golf balls and we get to watch Tiger Woods and all these things. But you're telling me a thing that like had a crazy neck and a crazy brow and a really crazy forehead walked around for like 80,000 years and was just smearing pigment on tools. Like, what are you talking about, man?
They couldn't figure it out, man.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
They couldn't figure it out.
What clicked? Like that, bro, we're talking
Well,
20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Even if you give me 200 years,
Not
80,000 or whatever the number is. Like, I don't, am I even right on that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
not to connect it
when
back.
were Neanderthals walking around the fucking earth? Answer that question.
I just envisioned the people next to in the room, the adjoining room or rooms next to us, being like, "What are those guys talking
when
about?"
were
nobody
Neanderthals
stays
roaming Earth?
First appearance about 430,000 years ago.
So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, we have exploded in like 30 years.
Yep.
Shout out to us. I mean, I didn't do anything.
It's really hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Not to connect it to mushrooms, but there's the stoned ape theory. That's one of them.
That's a big
Where
one.
they just ate a bunch of fucking mushrooms and their brains exploded.
Right, and they just started then being like, oh, shit.
They started developed language.
We could just like farm and we'll create the
civil like
cotton
those
gin and see you later.
400,000 years.
They couldn't
went by
figure-
where there's like, bah.
they couldn't figure it out.
It's just like, like, think about a life is whatever, 80 years, 100 years, whatever you want to call it. Like, so many lives just went and came and gone, and no one figured it out for, I don't know, 4,000 generations. It's like fucking psychotic.
They didn't eat the right plants. They got to eat the right plants.
Fucking puke.
First appearance about 430,000 years ago up until 40,000 years ago. They overlapped with early humans before blending into our gene pool. Now, who knows if that's true, but that's what.
What does Chat GPT say about like why we're able to be so advanced now and why they couldn't figure it out?
I'll try it. I do want to give Riggs a shout out. You
Small
you
brain?
pegged AI pretty good. I asked.
Did I?
Yeah, I asked ChatGPT.
Well, dude, no, I'm not kidding. I've been listening to, like, I go through phases, streaks, like everybody. Me and Trent talk about. I go through reading streaks occasionally.
Yeah.
My latest streak is like, I just want to see everything Sam Altman has had to say in an interview. So I've watched like 10 hours, 20 hours of Sam Altman interviews. In the
But
last
he's like
I'm not
he's like the
utilizing
preeminent AI guy. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the CEO and founder of OpenAI,
Got
which is ChatGPT.
That's
And
how
like,
I should be reading this. I watched a freaking 2-hour live concert of Tenacious D playing with Dave Grohl from 2002, and it was fucking awesome.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do very mundane. Like I just watched Tiger Woods rounds from 25 years ago that don't have any act.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to a ton of this guy because he's essentially saying, like, and he could be wrong, but he's vaulted to like a top 5 most valuable people on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Is he's essentially saying like it's not who is the smartest person going forward that's going to win. It's who knows how to use this tool the best is going to be able to just wipe the floor with people, with competitors and stuff. And like how efficient this stuff is going to be able to make people's lives. And like that part of it is nuts. And when he explained it that way of like, you don't need to go out and hire 10 programmers at $250,000 each to build a company anymore. You literally just need to tell and prompt this website that I pay like $20 a month for, and like you could just build a gigantic company. And I was like, that's fucking
I would
crazy.
get from painting rocks with pigments to making Funyuns.
Oh, so
How?
good.
That's a good question. Do you know
Like to me, that's way more impressive than what AI. Like AI to me isn't like I know it's going to be the future and the tipping point, but it's a little bit more believable that we created something that can just search itself and spit out the answer to you than like when I read the Neanderthal stuff and then realize what I'm looking at in the world, how we figured out how to.
Yeah, there's shit flying around.
Yeah.
We got
Airplanes.
thousands of satellites up there.
What does ChatGPT says? And maybe we'll talk some golf. I don't know.
It's loading now. But one more time, because I did ask ChatGPT, do you just scour the internet for all of its information? And it said, I was trained on a mixture of licensed data, public available data, and human feedback. That means I learned from a broad sample of text, books, websites, articles, etc., but not everything on the internet. And then one of the last things it said was, think of me less like Google and more like a well-read assistant who can go online for you when needed.
That's his big term he uses as an assistant. It's like if you had a PhD level assistant in every single category known to man, that's what like ChatGPT 5 is right now. And that like you could so for example, we could tell it and be like, hey, we're hosting a Barstool Classic event at Raindance, and we're filming a video with the Colorado Avalanche, and we have to go to dinner with some bigger clients in Denver. What is the best hotel proximity-wise that we should stay at?
Fairfield Inn and Fort Collins.
But in terms of like advancement stuff, like, did you know that the ancient Egyptians that built the pyramids were more ancient to the Romans than they are to us? The Romans are to us.
That's how far back.
They were like 3,000 or 4,000 years before them.
Yep.
That
sucks.
Isn't
I don't
that
know
crazy?
if I totally answered or typed your question in properly. I just said, how did we go from Neanderthals to now having you in the last 10 years or so? And their big answer is just the explosion of data. Like that's how we have so much more to go off of.
Something happened.
I don't think anybody knows.
Something happened that really
It accelerated
blew this
things.
thing up, because we were, even like 200 years ago, things were going pretty simple.
It's funny you say that because it gives me three big things. It says the Industrial Revolution
That's what I was gonna say.
about
The big
200
one.
years ago, the Digital Revolution about 50 years ago, computers room size to pocket size, and then the AI revolution the last 10 years.
I
Dude,
think
like that Industrial Revolution
that's the
really
one.
got things going.
That's the one. I think that's where
Yeah.
if aliens just drove, flew by and were like, here's a couple of things, put these in motion, I think that's probably when
But
it
even
happened.
just in our modern history, like even Roman times, and even before that, like ancient Greece, like all that is relatively new compared to a 40,000-year-old Neanderthal.
Oh yeah.
Like even what was that moment where things started to click, where there was like civilizations and houses and like robes and all these things that started to like that to me was like, I don't know. When I hear how many years they lived,
A big
number
one,
I can't even like wrap my head around.
A big one?
1,000 years.
a big one that I've heard like experts in is large scale security. And what I mean by that is like when you build Rome, like if you're just spending every day running around the plains trying to find something to kill and trying not to be killed by something, you can't sit around and like advance humanity.
right.
Versus like when they were able to like build out an empire that nobody, like a Roman could walk from one end of Europe to the other and not be fucked with, because they knew if you fucked with a Roman, you would be slaughtered. That then you're able to build these
More
cities
time.
where people can then like, Da Vinci can like devote his life instead of like giving him a spear and being like, hey, you got to kill
Right.
one of these fucking buffalo too. He's like cruising around Florence and coming up with
Right.
ways to fly. And like,
Socrates can just stare out a window and be like, what's this all about?
right. And I just think like they didn't have really security, and whatever that was, like slow advancement to a point where you built like cities where people could then like aggregate ideas and go back and forth. And then that over thousands of years, like, I don't know that it is different brain size from the beginning, but from like 2,000 years ago to now, our brains aren't any bigger.
No.
They might be smaller now that we got computers and shit.
Correct.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, when you take a step back and whatever you believe in and stuff, because and as I say, I like to reiterate, like I do have all these crazy thoughts and my mind wanders and all these things, but I still can relate it back to like a belief system or religion, because I do think it's nice to be able to piece together different parts of like what you believe in and what you can see and data and all these things, and also still have faith. I think faith's a huge part in like being a good person and like trying to live a good life. But it really just makes you think, man. Like you take a step back and realize what the fuck we're talking into a microphone, it goes into a wire, into a computer, it's going up into space. Like the stuff that we've figured out in a pretty quick amount of time.
Yeah.
When it took them 40,000 years to figure out how to put freaking red berries on a rock and call it their rock, that to me doesn't make any sense. So it's never going to make sense unless someone just comes down from like the heavens and just explains to us all before they wipe us out. Like I need to know the answer. Hopefully one day we'll find out. I would love to know.
There's this
It'd be great.
there's this Roman guy who also goes on, and he's like not anti. He is pretty anti like AI. He's 100% of the belief. He's like a computer scientist, and he's 100% of the belief that like we've probably already gone past the point of no return, and it's too late for us. And he's also a firm believer, like when he's asked, and there's a really good, he's done a couple different episodes with a bunch of the different guys, but like one of them was, of course, with like Rogan for like 3 hours. And one of his big takes is that like he's like 99.9% sure that this is all a simulation. He's like, it would be shocking to me if it's not.
Yeah.
And he's like, nothing else makes any sense.
Or
And
that this has happened already, and like we're just falling into the same cycle as someone else that already. Because if you tell me that they're finding things from 40,000 years ago, I will never. I think that they probably built up all these cities and probably got it wiped away.
Yeah,
just
probably.
Because that's the part it keeps coming back to my brain where it's like, if you've given us 5,000 years since things started to really ramp up, how could that not have existed in any 5,000 year period over the last millions and billions of years?
Right. Billions of years is hilarious.
Billions. So like you're telling me that there was never a 5,000 year window anywhere where they started like just figuring out what was going on and like.
Right. There definitely was.
100%.
Right. There's been a 40-year window where we just
40.
we literally put people on the moon and have satellites.
If there was humans 40,000 years ago, there has to be multiple intervals where they figured it out, and then like a meteor hit or something hit, or planets have been proven to go through extreme changes where like one time, ice ages and all these things, it just changes, and you can no longer live on it.
Dude, like 532 years ago, they didn't know North America existed.
Correct.
Yeah.
They literally were
Did you
like,
see that weird ass clip of Mr. Beast, like how he like said like he'll never talk about what he saw in Antarctica? I don't know if that's just him trying to get.
No.
Yeah.
I like that. Teasing his next Antarctica video.
He's just like, yeah. He's
right.
Like, the only thing I'll say about that is like you can never go alone to Antarctica, and like asked the guy that he was on the stream with to never bring it up again. It's like the only place in the world that's not ruled by anyone. Like the whole world has agreed that it will never be owned by anything.
Wasn't there a theory that the Nazis went there?
There's some.
What'd they do there?
That's like where they just went there because like we can't go anywhere else.
Like post World War II.
Post.
They're like, I gotta go to Antarctica.
There's no ownership of that land, which in like this world where everything is about ownership of land, we've all agreed. Whoever found whatever's going on there has agreed like no one should own it.
Mr. Beast sounds like he saw some.
And
shit.
I know that like the weather's horrible, but like there's a lot of places where the weather sucks that like people own. I mean, isn't the tip of fucking like Mount Everest technically like owned? Barely get there.
I think so. There's some wild shit. I watched a documentary on the volcano.
Oh yeah.
On Netflix. Oh my god, in New Zealand.
Yeah,
that was
bad.
like when we were down there. By the way, we were like right around there during that time is when that went off. But man, I was watching that like
place is wild, man.
Volcanoes are
nuts. That one that's in the Pacific Ocean. I mean, in Wyoming, in Yellowstone, if that ever erupts, it's all over.
Yeah, super volcano.
Yeah, over.
Could happen.
It also
at any moment. It's an act. Isn't it an active volcano? Like it could explode.
Shit! Imagine if it's happening right now.
Scary.
Suck, man.
Very scary.
I don't even know what I would do.
I do think like if something like what hit the dinosaurs hit us, and then you gave it another 1,000,000 years, which is not crazy, 1,000,000 years, then like all of the molten and all of the like all of the tectonic plates coming together with earthquakes and all the like regurgitation of all the crap on the like surface of Earth, I think in like 1,000,000 years there would be zero proof that humanity was ever.
Right.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There wouldn't be cities like that are dead still there. They would have been churned up by the Earth.
It wouldn't like find a quarter.
Never.
Why do we find the dinosaur bones then?
Well, that was what 100 millions of years ago.
Right.
So you'd have to go farther back then.
Right.
But I bet because that's one of the theories on Mars is that like maybe 1.5 billion years ago they're like there might have been giant cities on Mars.
Right.
And like from what we can see from here, you would never know, dude. They're sending like satellites into space that are combining so that we can have a network of perfect Wi-Fi, whether you're in like a war-torn Ukraine or you're on a flight, a Delta flight, whatever. And it's like, okay, how can we channel all that intelligence, what you guys got, into like, how can I hit a golf ball straight 280 yards? Like,
I do like the Wi-Fi,
that would be incredible.
Wi-Fi's
especially on the
nice.
planes.
It's nuts that everything doesn't have Starlink. Every plane on Earth.
Yeah, I think coming back from Hawaii when we were out there with Good when we did that trip, I think the plane I flew back on had Starlink, whatever that might mean. It's the fastest internet I've ever had.
Dude, faster than the internet that I pay for in my condo
Correct.
is Starlink. I had it on JSX flight, and I was sitting there like streaming stuff it was better quality than what I watch in my home.
All I know is whatever Delta Wi-Fi is on the one where if you have a Delta account, it comes free.
Yeah,
That one is fucking light.
Pretty
it's
good.
lightning. It's
Bro,
really good.
It's psychotic
I
how
could
fast.
access my work computer
From that?
from the sky.
Dude, when I see that little
That's
thing pop up where it's
amazing.
like a 15-second ad and you know free fast Wi-Fi is coming after that, I get real jazzed
It's a
up.
good feeling.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah, it
I was
really
on a United flight yesterday where maybe I could send one text every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it would do the blue thing 3/4 of the way. Wait.
Now when there's a flight that I'm on that just for whatever reason they're like, yeah, the Wi-Fi's down. I'm like, well, that can't,
How could that be? We're also to take one of Frankie's grand theories. I'm like, we're closer to the satellites up here.
You remember when people called me an idiot for that? They're like, you're actually getting it from the ground. Like, why aren't we getting it from the things right above us?
We're 35,000 feet closer.
You're telling
to it.
me when I'm in my house, it's more normal to say that it's going to shoot up to the sky and come back. How does text messaging work? How does FaceTime work? How does FaceTime work?
yeah.
Data numbers
Yep.
remake my face so I can FaceTime Kyle Berger in freaking England
Yeah.
at the same time and everything's perfect.
Yeah.
How is it possible that like if someone FaceTime me right now, that FaceTime wouldn't just show up on Trent's phone? Like he's right next to me.
It's insane.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that possible?
insane.
I'm happy about all of it.
Yeah.
You know
Who
what I mean?
figured that out?
I'm pumped that there's people smarter than me around. That because if it were just me, it's like that Nate Bargatze joke where it's like if you go back 100 years, would you be able to change anything? He'd be like, why don't you have phones? And they'd be like, what
The
are
only thing
phones?
I'd be able to help with are like slight enhancements on things that are already existing 100 years ago. So my point being, if there was a golf club that I came across from 100 years ago,
Yeah.
I could be like, I don't know how to make it, but I do know that like this wedge would be better if there was like grooves going across it.
Uh-huh.
And
Sure.
I've seen ones from 100 years in advance where, you know, you can get the grooves from here to here. Like you throw a couple of different options at me and I'll tell you if you're getting closer. Oh, and I can maybe draw what it should look like, or a driver head should look like this. I don't know what you're going to use. I know some of them are carbon and titanium and stuff.
They're like, what's that?
They're like, what's that? And I'm like, I don't know. All I know is that you got to make it light and you got to make it round. And I can draw.
As they're lighting you on fire.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like, well, this guy knows the
So
future, so we're going to
completely-
burn him.
Putters, I think I could definitely help with putters.
Yep.
All right,
can even-
so this is good. This
Golf
is good.
ball, I can help you with.
If you went back in time, this is good. If you went back in time, could you improve golf equipment?
I could improve putters 100%. I think whatever mold that they were using, because clearly they were dipping. They had a mold where they were using like, I don't even know what they were using, steel or right, like those old ass
they
putters, rubber maybe. I don't know.
Putters. No. I
It
was
was like
thinking golf balls.
wood, I guess.
Yeah, probably would.
A lot of wood.
Hickory putters. I'm gonna say that. Yeah. Maybe I don't know.
I think
My point being, I think I could improve just like the shape of it and the way that like I can get them on a path to getting a better putter.
yeah,
I think.
I'm trying
Even
to
if they
think,
still use wood. You know what I mean?
sure.
is there any category in the world that I would know more about than the most seasoned expert 100 years ago
Wow.
in 1925?
I mean, I could
Podcasting? Like what are we gonna do with that?
Right, you jump too far ahead, and they're like, we don't even know what any of
That's
that.
what I mean. Like if they were like, would you be able to explain to them what like a computer is?
No.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't even think that's fair. I think you have to pick something that was around 100 years ago that you would now have more expertise in them because of how much it's advanced.
Like, I don't even have a good like cookie recipe I could give them.
No.
You might have that pizza recipe that you like. You might be able to be like, we can make this pizza better.
Smoking. I'd be like, you guys can't. You gotta
Yeah.
stop smoking. It's gonna kill you.
Oh, I could crush
Yeah.
like generally
a lot of
you
health
know,
stuff, right?
Yeah, health stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Because then what? I mean, not that I know penicillin, but like penicillin was coming, I think, in like the 30s, maybe, or
Yeah.
something like that, which was huge. Like,
Like if you
antibiotics.
told someone to wear deodorant, like what is deodorant?
Yeah, I don't know.
brush your teeth
Yeah,
is a
brush
good
your
one.
teeth. Like deodorant. I'm looking
No.
at deodorant right now. Like what the fuck is that?
Like, did they know cardiovascular health back then? Like, did they know that you need
Right,
to
like, you
exercise
definitely
and
know-
run? Like, did people run?
You would extend lives, right? You'd
Yeah.
You'd increase
Like, I think
the
you could
lifespan.
increase life expectancy.
Yes,
But I'm saying, like, did they in 1925?
I think so.
Did people jog? Like,
Yeah, I mean, they're-
understanding that like that makes me healthier.
Maybe not as like recreationally or as I don't think there wasn't gyms like that. I don't think. I think
That's
it was
what
like
I'm
boxing gyms. and-
Right? Were they doing like dumbbell races?
They had to have been.
There was like
And
heavyweight
people were in the
champs back
Olympics
then.
and shit. Yeah,
I mean, baseball was around.
right. They were doing stretches. and
Could
shit.
you enhance like baseball strategy with
torpedo bat?
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
torpedo
That
bat.
would probably be the number one thing that I do is I'll do the Biff from Back to the Future and just slide
the
some-
betting?
Yeah. slide
Yeah,
Well,
that
yeah,
would
of
be a
course.
good one. But like, would
I'd
you
still
be able
mess
to
that
go
up
like
somehow.
like football? Would you be able to be like, you guys got to start throwing it? You got to find the guy that throws it the best
could
and
advance
just
that.
build your whole team around him.
Hockey?
Protect
you
him.
could build a pretty good hockey team.
Yeah, you
teach
could build
the
a
goalie how to just be like a hybrid goalie.
butterfly. You just tell him to
Yeah,
go into
be
the
like,
butterfly
hey, like,
position.
We're gonna build out your pads a little bit more.
Yeah, true.
Whatever you're using, you don't need to use the new stuff that I'm used to because I don't know how to get it to you. But like the leather you're using and stuff, make it a little bit wider. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna call you soft. We're gonna wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Could
Right?
you
You're gonna
apply,
hold
like,
the stick like this, and we're also gonna get big and net, and you're gonna be a dominant force.
angles and you're gonna stop everything.
Imagine
Also,
just building out like a
just
Jake Ottinger for in 1910 hockey.
right. Be like, dude. Also, just wear like way wider pads. on
Yeah.
legs that protect more of the net. And then I'd be like, and then when they shoot, you just go down in this butterfly position, way out on an angle, and there's nowhere for the puck to go into that. These guys can't even raise the puck.
Yep.
You'd have a shutout every night.
Dude, hilarious. So I typed into ChatGPT, first time cardiovascular health came into the picture. The first sentence is, that's a deep one. That's ChatGPT. Yeah. And then
Okay, don't get coy with us, ChatGPT. Just give us
Answer
the
the
answer.
fucking question.
And then it said 18th to 19th century, doctors started linking lifestyle factors, diet, obesity, exercise,
Well, that's
smoking, to
1700s and
1800s, yeah.
to heart weakness.
Yeah, so people were like, I'm trying to think, was like JP Morgan, and like when he was trying to think about, okay, I'm rich, I'm trying to elongate my life, was he like, I'm gonna go for like runs and like keep my heart healthy?
I
You know,
don't
did they
think so. He
know
was
any of
more-
that
I
shit?
think those guys, those old guys, they're just more into like wearing top hats.
Can you ask
Walking around.
Cigar, smoking on a
ChatGPT
cigar.
what would old Tom Morris shoot today if like you brought him or
At Augusta National?
no, I guess because I think we talked about this before. Like, how far do you have to go back before you just start winning golf matches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did we fall on that?
You have to go way back.
Like, could
right
we
to the
beat old Tom?
beginning.
Could we beat old Tom Morris in golf?
Do we
right
still
now?
have our equipment?
Yeah.
If I had my stuff and I showed up to Prestwick in the
Yes.
1860 first ever,
What did
Open
old Tom
Championship,
Morris shoot in the first ever Open Championship? Type that in.
Do you think you could? And then, like, what yardage are they playing?
I think it's really short.
Like
I think it's like
4,800?
5,000 yards, something like that.
Ryan Richardson's gonna clip me, but what if I was just like, I would dust his ass? Didn't he make like an eagle on like a 550 yard par five?
That was
He finished second place with a total score of 176.
We don't know how much golf they
Yeah.
played,
I wonder how many
how many rounds
that-
of golf did they play?
and I think that
12
wasn't
holes, 3 rounds.
12 holes. So that's 12.
36
that's
holes.
36 holes. That's
36 times 4. If everything's on average as a par 4, is what
You shot what?
144,
176.
176
over par?
divided by.
way over par.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 4.8 per hole.
Is what he made?
Yeah.
No.
What do you
I
mean?
think I would lose.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
I think I would lose.
No.
Plus, I'm playing in the Open. I'm
Yeah.
so nervous. I'm American, so I shouldn't be there. They're probably all laughing at my clothing
You made a 4.
56, 59, 61.
on 12 holes.
12 holes. 3 rounds
Wow.
of 12 holes.
Yeah, you made a 4.8 per hole for 36 holes.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be tough. I don't think. I mean, I couldn't beat him.
No, you play games of 5 all the time, and
Yeah,
and
games
that's
of
I
5, right.
rarely accomplish it.
Yeah,
Almost never.
I think I'd give him a good match.
Right. If you make a 5 on every hole in current golf, you shoot 90.
I also can you just type in what was the yardage of the golf course in the very first Open Championship? Because if it's something like significantly lower, right? I mean, we'll do whatever the yardage is divided by 12. If it's an average of like 250 yards, I think we would dust them. I mean, we have
Yeah.
unbelievable equipment that would be hitting 5 woods and 3 woods, just anywhere down by the green.
The yardage is the most important part.
Prestwick is like a wide open field.
So right before I typed that in, I wrote, "Was there even a concept of par back then?" And they said no, which I think
par is a construct.
Yeah,
par
which
doesn't.
I think
yeah.
we knew. And then the yardage of Prestwick Golf Club in 1860, when the first Open was played, was about 3799. 3,799 yards for 12 holes.
Divided by 12. That's an average of 316 yards a hole. Pretty good though. That's pretty far.
I would lose.
That's further than I thought.
I would lose.
316. That gives me more of a chance, but I still think I lose.
Yeah, an average, right? So a couple par 5s if they had them.
Dude, though, imagine you're sending a TP5 with like a QI 35. Flying it to like 50 yards short of these holes, and they're
the other
bouncing
thing we're
down
not
the
really
fairway.
thinking about is that he knows how to play that style of golf way better than we do, and the greens are probably. I mean, sheep and like lamb were legitimately whatever
running
they were,
at like a 9.
Running at a 9. They were running at like a 2.
Yeah,
bro, the greens were literally kept by sheep. They would bite the ground.
I think you had to hammer the ball.
I think balls went like this and bounced. In the greatest game ever played, he like knocks the ball over a ball in front of him.
Oh yeah, you could stymie people.
that was old
Stymied,
school.
yeah.
Yeah.
The longest hole was the second, 578 yards, a monster for the time.
I think he eagled that with like sheep's wool. He was wearing like a sheep's wool fucking.
I believe that's the hole he famously like eagled.
Yeah.
And then,
But again, they didn't have a concept of par, so they just were like, "This is just a long, really long hole."
which
He made it 3.
I
And he's
love
like-
that.
Ripped driver,
Yeah,
ripped whatever the hell he probably ripped driver again.
Yeah,
And then the
and
shortest
just
hole was the
made
8th
the
hole, 163.
I think I get dusted.
I remember that hole up over the. It was a blind shot.
Mm-hmm.
And is that like the bowl green?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I think I get crushed by old Tom.
Bro,
Morris.
you get crushed.
Crushed.
Also, dude, he had some swagger. He was old Tom Morris. Like,
Yeah.
he just walked around there, the cock of the walk. That guy. So you'd be very intimidated. Again, you'd be sticking out. Look at your alien equipment you had. They'd all be laughing at you.
Everybody would probably smell pretty bad.
I'm just trying to think of like some of the drives I hit up there today in our match where you just like I had a gold QI 35 driver in my hand and I just let it absolutely fly. It would shock them to see that ball fly. And I stink. Like,
Yeah.
I also don't think you get off premises with that gold driver.
no.
I think that thing's gone.
Yeah.
You are the one thing that they're like, I recognize that. That's coming with me.
Yeah, dude. That event was held the year that the Civil War started.
Wow.
And you're showing up with a gold QI 35.
No automatic.
Like, we got to
rifle.
melt that down for bullets.
Yeah, right.
We need that.
We're going to go need to save the Americans here.
There was
Wow.
no electricity, right?
No. Electricity was coming 50 years or something like that.
My ChatGPT little thread here is unbelievably
Yeah,
funny.
I bet it's
And
good stuff.
and what's happening is it's starting to get a feel for like who you are and what kind of questions
yeah.
you like. Whenever I ask ChatGPT, it knows about like foreplay and stuff, right? Like
yeah, it learns your personality. Who
I
you are.
actually like asked it for like I asked it for advice on something like an upcoming announcement that we have, and it was like, "Whoa, congratulations! Like that's awesome for you guys. I've been waiting for something like this." Because
That's
it knew,
creepy.
like I've been talking to it for a year.
Right. Yeah, it does learn a lot
It learns
about
a
your
lot.
preferences.
ChatGPT thinks Tommy smokes. It
Oh.
likes to like hype up Tommy smokes. Tommy has made it think that Tommy is a superstar, and it has the same sense of humor as Tommy too.
It's the weirdest thing going.
It's so weird.
Tommy is like, he's going to marry ChatGPT.
Like Tommy will be like, "Who's America's sweetheart?" and it will answer like, "Huh, is that even a question? It's obviously Mr. Thomas Smokes." Like the same way he would do it.
I respect that. That's
Yeah.
well done. That's well done. You do not need to sink a 30-foot putt to score big this weekend. Just fire up DraftKings Sportsbook. Take your shot at the green, the kind with dollar signs, whether you're a diehard golf fan or just in it for the Sunday drama. DraftKings has everything you need to make every round a little more exciting. Live bets, prop plays, odds boosts, and plenty more. If you're new to betting golf, it's simpler than reading a green. Just pick something simple like a golfer to win it all. I'll give you a little advice. Maybe pick Scotty Scheffler.
Good idea.
Again, I don't have any inside information, anything like that. Nothing, but I would just give you a little advice. You want to keep it simple. Bet on Scotty Scheffler to win. Lock in your pick, and you're off and running. Now here's something better than a hole-in-one. New customers bet $5, and if your bet wins, you'll score $200 in bonus instantly. $5 to $200 in bonus instantly if your bet wins. Take your swing at winning some dough this week. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code FORE. That's our code, FORE, for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. This golf season, are you looking for an easier way to get on the course? We've got you covered because the Barstool Golf Time app. I'm going to say that again. The Barstool Golf Time app makes it easy for golfers to find the best tee times at the best prices. This app really is awesome. It's got reviews. It's got ratings. So all of your peers out there, folks just like you who go out and play golf, they use the Barstool Golf Time app. You can use the map feature if you want, or you can just use kind of the classic lists it in terms of like proximity to you, highest ratings. You can filter it, whatever you would like. And then you just look through what the available tee times are, what people are saying about the course, pick it, book your tee time, bang, you're in. And then we've also got all kinds of prizes for who books the most tee times. So we've given away all kinds of cool stuff from office tours, stays at my house in Pinehurst, gear, merchandise, all kinds of cool stuff. So you are incentivized. Not only is it more efficient, better, you're incentivized to use the Barstool Golf Time app.
Yeah, the reviews are a big part of it, especially if you're traveling and you don't know the area.
Huge.
You can look it up. You can look up golf courses near you, see what people have said about it. Is it good? Is it bad? How are the greens? How is it kept? All that stuff when you're on the road or even locally. But when you're on the road, if you're trying to play golf, the Barstool Golf Time app, that is going to be your guide to play the best golf course that you can find near you.
It is golf season, and it's about to get into peak golf season. I would say you start getting into early fall out there. The courses are in fantastic shape. A lot of them are coming out of like their final aeration, their fur. Maybe they've gotten rid of some of those spring rains and all that good stuff. And it's about to be primo season. So come golf with us. Download the Barstool Golf Time app today. I do wonder how it's all going to factor into golf. Or is golf like a sanctuary where we're able to keep it old school?
No, nothing's safe.
Nothing's safe. Someone's going to come our way. Yeah, someone's going to come up.
Well, they were doing it with the dumb tracer already.
Yeah, tracer.
Like the AI smart tracer.
Someone's going to come up with some incredible thing that every golfer's going to need. Maybe tee times will be first or something where it's like, perfectly curates everyone that needs a tee time. And I don't know.
Rick, you were using that app for a while.
Yeah, I use that app when I have range time. Dude, you hit a button, and in 15 seconds, it analyzes your swing.
That's the future.
Yeah, it's called the Sweet app, and it's like when you're doing a range session, I definitely will use it like when I'm out there hitting balls and 10 or 15 in a row, and you don't really know what you're doing or what you're doing wrong or how you can improve it.
Yeah.
And then you take a video of your swing. You literally hit a green button that says analyze swing, and in 15 seconds, it sends you back. I just pulled it up for that reason you were talking about. But, dude, it sends you back like, I don't know, 30 metric points on like your swing. And then like, so when you go look at like view analysis, it gives you legitimately on all your setup and everything, all of these different metrics.
Yeah.
For your game. And then if you click on any of them, like shoulder, spine tilt, it then compares it to like where a good player is versus where you're at.
Yeah. No, I mean,
so I think that'll get more and more advanced.
For sure. And people, some people don't want to spend money on lessons and seeing somebody and they're embarrassed and blah, blah, blah. You just do it on your phone, have AI do it, and you're on your way.
I think it'll all get to that point with anything where
Everything.
like ChatGPT's at. ChatGPT or whoever wins is just the one.
Right.
Where you could you don't need a specific app. You just plug anything in there and it's like, hey man, I'm really struggling with my golf swing right now.
Yeah.
My contact is awful. I'm slicing everything to the right. And here's a video. And I think in like seconds, it'll just be like, oh, here's a quick video. Watch this 60-second video. Do this drill. All you need to really focus on is like turn in your right hip back more.
Yep.
Get your path from the inside out. Feel like you're really swinging out the right feet, and like you'll just be fixed.
I think that's where everything is going.
Yeah.
ChatGPT says describing like sport rules to people like 100 years ago would change like everything. Like just how much the rules of sports have advanced. Like you would be able to go to like the NFL or whatever league was around back then and be like, this is the optimal way to make it the most entertaining. They do this. They play for 20 minutes, 5-on-5, overtime's 3-on-3. They take 10-minute intermissions. They come out, they clean the ice with this like hot water, and you know what I mean? Like that would be groundbreaking to them. They have an equipment manager. It gives them water, and like they dry up the gloves, and like this is how you start to get advanced. They sharpen the blades in between each period. Like I would know all these things. They put tape on the blades and like they swap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. Like the little stuff. You're not coming in like some savant with a calculated like algorithm on how to be better. You're like, no. All this stuff that took them decades to like.
You Savannah Bananas it. Have you watched any interviews with this guy from the Savannah Bananas?
No.
The leader of the Savannah Bananas is one of the most impressive, incredible people in the country right now.
Really?
He wears a yellow top hat and he wears a yellow suit, and he's in charge of Savannah Bananas. You have to go listen to him on podcast. He's incredible. He's like the banana leader, whatever you call him, Mr.
I
Peel.
saw him in an airport.
Peel.
Huh? I saw him in an airport one time.
We have to like have this guy on the show.
I would love that.
He's all about the fan and not the money. And the money's coming now because of what he's done. But basically what he did was he looked at baseball and he's like, how do I build out something that is just it's the best sport. It's America's pastime. How do I make it perfect? What are you laughing at?
Jesse Cole.
Jesse Cole. Yeah. No, this guy's incredible. He's going to be like a billionaire.
Nice.
They have a documentary on ESPN about it.
Dude, this guy is so worth watching. I don't know enough about him to like speak. So I'm not I'm not an expert on Savannah ball, but banana ball. But what he has been able to do, where he's like, I sat there, and even when he started Savannah Bananas, it's a show. You got music. It's 2 hour. He was like, I would go and people would be leaving at 7:00 with their kids, and I'd be like, why are they leaving? And he sits in the stands and he watches people consume the game. He's like, how do I fix this? So then he said it's gonna be a running clock. It's gonna be 2 hours no matter what. This game can take 1 inning or it can take 7 innings. It could take 10 innings. But people are gonna get 2 hours of entertainment. They're gonna watch people we're gonna make sure that it's almost like the Globetrotters, where like guys are catching balls behind their back, and we're gonna have a light show in the crowd, so every single person can be a part of it, and that's going to happen towards the end of the game so that they have something to look forward to. And it's like, and tickets are only going to be $40 and $50. $50 for closer, $40 for further back. If you want to sell them on the secondary market, sure, but we are never going to change our ticket prices, because like getting into this game is the most important thing in the world for people.
I'm just reading very quickly here. It says you don't have to pay for parking. It's unlimited hot dogs, unlimited hamburgers, unlimited sodas.
$40 a ticket
for a $20 ticket.
Yes. And they're going for thousands of dollars now in the secondary market. He knows he could get that if he ever increased it, but he doesn't want to. There's a 1 million person wait list for a Savannah Bananas game to get tickets at the $40 price.
Come on.
Yeah. And now they've sold out. Dude, they sold out like
LSU.
Death Valley. 100,000 people went to a Savannah Bananas game. They did Fenway, and they just signed an ESPN deal. And like, no matter how many deals keep coming in, he's not raising the prices of the tickets.
Who are the players?
Players are like ex-college players, ex-pro players. Good players are hitting home runs, and like another rule is like a fan can catch a ball in the stands and it's an out. So everyone brings their glove, and when the foul ball comes, they're going crazy. They catch it. So there's been 3 times in the history where the game has ended where a fan caught the ball and the game ended, and they bring them out and they celebrate on the field. They dogpile that person.
Yep.
That's like that. I'm smiling right now thinking about that.
That's a winner.
That is so cool. And this guy has sat down and has perfected going to a ball game. Like, game starts at 7, free parking. Get there. We want stuff happening on your walk to the stadium. When you sit in your seat, the clock starts. You're leaving by 9. You're gonna get your kids home by 10. And that's it. Like, he's perfected entertainment, and he figured out how to do it in stadiums he doesn't have to build. Like, there's already MLB stadiums. There's already football stadiums.
Right.
Yep.
He's figured out this product that he just gets to go there, rent it out, and make all them. It's crazy.
It's almost what TGL is kind of trying to do for golf, where it's like, how can you possibly condense this into the most entertaining version of it imaginable?
100%.
And it's not easy, because golf is 100 acres or whatever the hell it is of like golf holes. But
similar though.
Yeah, right.
It also sounds like pro wrestling to a degree. Like where
pro wrestling, yeah.
You're just sort of it's a mixture of, you're just thinking of the fan.
Its direct comp is the Globetrotters. I think that's kind of
yeah, definitely.
But there's a documentary called Banana Land if you really want to go check it out.
Credit to him for like sticking with this outrageous idea of like the Savannah Bananas going international. Like, it's a local like shitty AAA baseball team that he has turned into a fucking wagon of a business.
Yeah.
Huge. Like they're still called the Savannah Bananas, but they're going to freaking Death Valley and selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do they just play against
They play against
themselves?
another team. I don't know if it's like multiple different teams.
I saw something about some paddle something.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
that
think
was
there
the
might be
team.
multiple.
So they don't play
different-
in a traditional pro league anymore. They created their own.
Okay.
Yeah, they from 16 to 22 they played in the Coastal Plain League, which was like a summer collegiate wood bat league. But now they have this independent league where they only play banana ball. Like the teams that they play against, their big rival is the Party Animals.
And dude, you can like steal first. All right, like there's like you could just like drop the bat and run. And I think if you steal a base, they have to. I might have this wrong, but the pitcher has to throw the ball to right field, and then the outfield has to throw from right, center, left, third, short, second, first, home before the guy gets to a base, and then he's out. So like there's like this mad dash of like while the guy's running, if they do that and they get it done before he hits a base, he's out. So like the crowd goes nuts, like he starts to run, and then the pitcher throws it to right field, and everyone's like, "Whoa, oh, oh!" And it's like this moment, like even if the game sucks, like there's a moment where the whole crowd can go insane as they're whipping this ball around, and like they're ready for it. So the guys are coming in and they want to get tight, dude. Banana ball rules are unbelievable.
Wow.
That's a great move.
Before we end this podcast, can you just type in like what are like the general banana ball rules that are different than baseball rules? And it is similar to like how golf TGL is trying to think of different rules. Spinning greens and like all these different things. Throwing hammers. Like that is entertaining.
It's also like being at Big Cedar last week. You know, they've implemented a little bit of that on some of the holes where, especially on like the cliffhangers course, where it's like you're hitting through a waterfall.
We went to a cave and like a lion roared like we were on a Disney ride and scared the shit out of us.
Yep.
Scary.
So they gave me 9 big ones. The first one is time limit. Banana ball games are capped at 2 hours. No dragging on.
Victory.
Huge.
That's a huge win.
Walk is a sprint. On a walk in banana ball, the batter can sprint around the bases as far as possible while the defense must throw the ball to every infielder before it's dead. That's what you were talking about.
Yes. How sick is that? So the guy walks, he sprints. And they gotta fucking run. They gotta throw that ball around like you wouldn't believe. Because walks are boring.
Might get to like third base.
He could.
Yeah.
Walks are boring.
Right.
Yeah.
Not
you
banana
know?
ball. Stealing first. In banana ball, a batter can run to first on any pitch not caught cleanly by the catcher.
Okay. All right.
Obviously, in MLB, only on a drop third strike.
Yep.
Fan catches equal outs, which Frankie said. 5, scoring system. Banana ball. Games are scored by points per inning. Team with most runs in the inning gets 1 point. Tie is 0 point. The team with the most points after 9 innings or 2-hour time limit wins.
So you could score 11 runs in an inning,
1 point.
and the other team has a chance to score 12 to get 1 point.
Correct.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
No bunting. No mound visits.
Awesome.
Okay.
Tiebreaker showdown, banana ball. If tied after 9 innings, it's a one-on-one showdown. Pitcher versus hitter with just a catcher and 1 fielder.
Banger. That's a banger. That's a banger.
I want to go to a banana ball game so bad.
We should go.
We should absolutely go.
Yeah, we can go.
And then the last one is entertainment focused. Banana ball. Players dance, do choreographed celebrations,
Yeah.
engage fans constantly. MLB obviously does
Dude,
not.
they'll just like break out into a choreographed dance right before a pitch. It's chaos.
I just picture Rob Manfred just like,
Oh,
fuck, goddamn Savannah Bananas.
Oh, and dude, and then they
Are
take their
changing everything.
Bro, they take their shirts off, and the women in the crowd are hooting and hollering.
Oh,
You
amazing.
wouldn't. They're all like hot guys.
Yeah.
So
Of
like
course.
the moms bring the kids, and like they'll take the shirts off. They have the suspenders on there, and they're doing a whole dance. Like you hear the woo.
Oh yeah, you gotta service the parents.
And then it's banana ball, so it's like the whole thing.
Yeah,
man.
you
yeah.
can cross the line there
Oh
pretty
my
quickly.
goodness.
You can
Wow.
really cross the line.
Oh
This
my
is
god,
awesome.
bro! We gotta go to a banana game. I am so impressed by that.
Yeah.
Trent, when we were in Hilton Head, we're obviously pretty close to Savannah Bananas, and 2 people that we were with, we had left, but they went to a Bananas.
They did go. That's right. They did go. This
Shit.
is before.
I think now it's taken off like on a world of its own now.
Yeah.
Like it's different now.
Documentary was big for them, and then
My brother-in-law and my nephew went, and they went to the Fenway one, and they said it was like hard to describe how incredible.
Wow.
Like famous bands. I think All Time Low like was walking down. All the guitarists and the singer was walking down all of the different rows, and they were singing songs during like while the other team was warming up. It's concerts. It's crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah, we got to go. I mean,
I
that's
love
a free friggin' ad for Savannah Bananas, but
Good for
I
them.
mean, they're doing all right.
Yeah.
Dude,
They
they
are.
deserve
We
it.
got 1 million people on the wait list.
They deserve it. All right, fellas. Well, what are we at? Like an hour and 20
And to
minutes?
tie all that, do you think he used AI to just come up with a better version of baseball?
I don't
Could
know.
now. I mean,
Good.
you could apply it now.
He could apply it.
Dude, yeah. That's great. I got to go to a game.
Yeah,
Savannah.
be fun.
I've never been to Savannah.
That started because you were talking
That
about
was great.
changing the rules to sports and how
Correct.
that would. And all that is information that you don't have to be smart to
No.
carry that into the past.
I could generally change sports forever if I went 100 years back.
Yeah.
I could change football. I could change.
Is that lucrative for you?
Yeah, I mean, I would just be signed as like CEO of like all the sports.
Especially once you did it in one league.
They'd be
I'd
like,
be
whoa.
supreme leader of all sports,
Sports
It's an
consultant.
aggressive name, but okay.
right?
Supreme leader, huh?
You're gonna have a little bit of an ego if you go back there. You're gonna be
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm just the lead. Well, I'm using the word supreme because it's like it's everything, right?
yeah.
Like, all-encompassing leader of all sports.
This guy knows every game.
I do know every game better than they did 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I know all the professional sports.
Dude, it's just tough, though, because if they have a lot of the stuff that everybody has, which is like tradition and all, they're like, no, we're not actually going to change our rules. That's
Yeah.
how it needs to be.
One crazy guy says from the future wants us to change everything.
Right.
Let's kill him.
I don't know, man. I think it's got legs.
All right.
I don't hate it.
We gotta start heading to the restaurant. We gotta be
I
there.
know.
for 3
I
hours.
know.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's gonna take us a day and a half to get there.
We're the most far away people going to
We're
dinner
going-
tonight in Colorado.
We're going
I
to a place called Quality Italian, which they have one in New York City. So I'm actually pretty pumped about.
I
the
am too,
restaurant.
actually. I'm ready
Do
to
you
go.
got a
think
thing
anyone
called
else in the state of Colorado is farther away from where they're going to dinner?
Nobody at Quality Italian will be coming from Fort Collins.
Right.
It's an. You want to know what it is right now?
What?
It's an hour and 40 minutes away. Dude,
Dude, what?
dude, it's an. If you left right now, you're just getting there on time.
We have to leave right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I was joking. I was like,
No.
I
You
was
get there.
making a
You're getting
joke.
there at 6:30
5 o'clock.
right now.
I just need to shower.
No, I know.
All right.
Right.
Let's.
Yeah, it's tough to like complain, but I think everyone can relate. Like when you're like on a work trip and you get banged over just fucking head with a real bad
Did
situation
you
in
guys
terms
know
of.
the restaurant coming into this? Because I
Nope.
I found out today.
I knew the restaurant.
Oh, you did?
Oh
You
yeah.
knew it was
I would
Quality?
have. I just like, we do so many work trips, as everybody here knows, that like
We need AI.
whenever I arrive at a place, that's when I begin to do my research as to like what I'm getting into when I'm there. And I generally just assume that on our 497th work trip, that like all the places that someone scheduled hotel, event, and
Would
dinner at
be near it.
would be within a reasonable like radius, not an hour and 40 minutes away.
This
That's
is
like
a huge
another work
fuck up.
trip.
This is a huge fuck up.
All right. We got to get moving. I got to show.
I actually did send a text message saying, "Hey, I can get you some really good recs around like Raindance if we want, or like closer to where I'm staying in Broomfield."
Oh,
But they were basically the people we're meeting are in Denver.
I bet that was met with just disdain.
It was.
Would you say Fort Collins?
I was texted a text message from the person that set this up saying, "I would rather not ask the other people to drive an hour and a half. I'd rather you guys do it." It was fair.
That's a fair point.
That's fair.
Fair point.
Yeah, what if everybody drove 40 minutes?
Yeah, no, that's fair too.
Both sides of it, that'd be kind of sweet. I would like, we could do another full podcast on the ride down.
Correct. Yeah.
Done that.
Maybe we'd finally talk some golf on that one.
Yeah, maybe.
No. Tour championship. We did a little bracketology.
We did. That was great.
That was
I like
fun.
that. I
We did a little
enjoyed that.
golf.
And
Hey,
we
Ryan's
talked
not
about
even here for it, but I know he talked to me about pitching that too. I'm
He
glad it
pitched
went
Old
well.
Tom Morris.
He
We talked
pitched it
about
to
that.
me, and I took it.
Yeah.
I gave him credit right out of the
Yeah,
gate.
for sure.
Deserved it.
Accepted that.
Hey, whipped up a bracket. How sick is that?
Got,
Right.
got Jared working on a swing in the mirror.
This guy. Rotation.
Bang, rotation.
Here. Bang. All right.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Everybody, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. We will have a tour champion. So we'll
That's
talk
right.
about that, break all of that down, and then we'll be gearing up for the Ryder Cup. So enjoy the week and weekend. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit hard.